Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jillian Bartlett. I'm an executive member of the Coalition of Independents. I'm the vice chair lady and coordinator. And I'm also on Facebook a lot, talking about the COI, talking about fitness, just showing general information on Facebook with regards to health, the grandkids, my concern about the country. So this is almost the year 2026, and I can't believe how quickly time has gone by. It is almost 2026, and we're on a dawn of a different era, but as for the Bahamas, we're only 53 years old. We might be young to many different countries and islands, but to us as people, it's not that young. And we've only been governed under two political parties, and we're vying under the Coalition of Independents to change that in the direction where we will finally make history. And history would mean that the COI will be the next governing party of the Bahamas. And this is where we are. Now, I am here to reinforce the information with regards to the immigration matter, but there's so much going on in our country right now. And even with Christmas right here at our doorsteps, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Chunkanu, we still have so many issues with the union. I don't believe the teachers have been fully paid yet. I believe people who were putting the government in court for the city market issues have not been paid as yet. I believe they're still looking for Derek Rose money. That's not been recovered. People are still asking about where all the VAT money go and why is everything so expensive. Then we had some recent things happen, which were the taxi drivers taking a stand. And they were fed up, and they were frustrated, and they were treated just like how the COI was treated when we presented under the COI our answers for the citizenry of our country, our answers and suggestions for the immigration model, how we felt about this government, and so on and so forth. For the longest, we didn't have an opposition fighting for us because the political party that's supposed to be the opposition in the House of Assembly was busy mending their own party's broken system. And this is how we see it. So the only opposition that we've had in our country is the COI under the leadership of Mr. Lincoln Bain and the many, up to maybe 35 Bahamian who are standing up to be candidates in the next election, which is like right around the corner. We might as well say it's about 6 months, and we're in. And we're also having a by-election now that we're vying for. We have our candidate of the Golden Isles, Mr. Brian Rowe. Of course, Mr. Bain explained that when you go to vote for the COI, you look for the splash. Okay, I got a splash here. I have a splash everywhere. I got a splash. I'm wearing one. I have a splash here on my desk. You look for the splash. You vote for Mr. Rowe. We're rolling with Mr. Rowe. That's it. He's in a golden position, and we will support that young man. He is a pillar of our society. He knows the issues with the Golden Isles constituents, and he knows what his people are complaining about. He also had on his platform on Mr. Bain's show on Sunday where he actually brought a gentleman from his constituency who basically said the answers to deal with the water problems, the drainage problems. And the other people, who run our country decide to have a little desk meeting and they presented the same ideas. So we know resoundingly the COI's message is being reached into the pits of those other parties. So here I am again, reinforcing the information with regards to what's happening under our portfolio for the migration issue. And yes, sometimes I have to repeat it over and over because, we have to be repetitive in what we're saying so everybody can remember that we're not a fly-by-night political party. I think last part 4, I read our brochure for you with regards to what the COI was about, so you can go back on my page and listen to that. It's a very short read, it's very, very short, very, very short. It's not very long at all. But then again, we do have a website, and on our website, we have more detailed information. And let me just talk again about our website, because I so love the innovation that Mr. Bain has put together with his team. You know, you can't name the whole team, but I'm sure there's a team of women and Bahamian men that, you know, collide with Mr. Bain and made sure they put this website together, and it's really good. I mean, it's amazing. And I'm asking the Bahamian people to please go on the website and check it out. You can participate. You can enter your email address, participate. You can say your concerns. You can bring your solutions. You can be in any country and participate, Bahamians. Come on. See, we no longer live in a society where we have non-rallies to discuss nothing and watch politicians dance. Come on, we don't want to see that. We want to be about the issues. We want to be about the policies we need to make our country greater, better. We need to get on the country's policies that where we no. I think we are the envy of all envies. I believe that's where we are right now in the Bahamas. But it's just that we don't have vision. We don't have leaders who are on point. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say about them. We don't want to talk about them, really. We want to talk about our template and what we need as for our country as a leadership. Let me see if something I can read off this. You know, the party was created and established for Bahamian empowerment, economic stability, world-class education, which we need desperately, healthcare, and other revitalization of the nation. Come on. Wanna say we're gonna pull everybody's tooth, but the pain is that severe. We need revitalization in our country. And again, we do have our leaders, deputy leader and the chairpersons, and myself as a vice chairperson, and Mr. Daniel Mitchell as the chairman for the West Grand Bahama, and I'm the vice chairman for the Grand Bahama constituency. So, before I get on to why I'm really here, I want to reinforce the message of the candidates. Now, if anybody who's here can tell me who are our last candidates that were ratified and what is the total number, because it'll help me. I was looking for information, then I realized I have two phones, so I can go on the phone and check that one out. And I don't have to write all this stuff down, but I do write it down for clarity and to make sure that if I have to emphasize on anything or regurgitate any of this information, it's right there for my reading, and it's okay. I don't mind doing it. I just love it. But if anybody can answer that, you can put it there for me, please. The last several candidates that were named and ratified under the COI in the last platform that we have, and also how many candidates do we have to date. So while you're researching that, I'm sorry, I don't have any prizes for you, okay? Come on, y'all just help me out. I want you to be interactive. I need to drink some milk. So before I get started on the immigration and the immigration policies according to Vision 2030, I want to regurgitate some things like our candidates. I just love talking and calling their names. Some of them are so feisty and so full of life, and some are on Facebook just letting the government have it, and some of them are very, and this is the policy of the COI, and this is what we're going to do from day one. And others are like, now listen here, we had enough of y'all. And you know, there's so many different characters, and that's what I so love about the COI. No one person is the same. Some just dainty, you know, some very prayerful, and it's such a wonderful collage of different personalities of the Bahamas, and it's refreshing. I like it. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to read off, yes, people. Sorry guys, but it is what it is. I like writing. I don't have a problem with it. You remember when I did this like a year ago? Remember it was only 6, and then there was 21, and then there was that number in between, 33, and now a number past 33. I love it, you know, I love it. They're trickling in. So let me just make sure I have this in some order. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I have it in some order. All candidates ratified under the Coalition of Independence for the 2025 review, because the year is almost out. So, you know, we're going to be doing this right up to Junkanoo. We have our leader of the Coalition of Independence, Mr. Michael Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain, he is the candidate for Pine Ridge, okay? Now, I'm still waiting for the last 4 candidates that were ratified. I need your help, okay? And we have Mr. Lincoln Bain. He is in the Pinewood constituency. And we have Dr. Veronica Grant. Oh my God, I better slow down. We have Dr. Veronica MacGyver. She is in Kalani. And I wish you well, Miss Dr. MacGyver. You do well, please. Then we have Miss Charlotte Green. She is in Carmichael. Everybody know that's our cheerleader, okay? Then we have, now this is one of my favorite, okay, because we made history with this gentleman. We have Mr. I'm not even sure how I should put these in the context. I don't know. Should it be Mr. Honorable Reverend Aram Lewis, the central candidate in Grand Bahama? He made history for us. Let me tell, for the listening viewers who may not know, what happened was Mr. Aram Lewis, Reverend Honorable Aram Lewis, advocated his seat or crossover. I think that's the right terminology. He crossed over to the COI, and we made history without having to go to an election. That's how easy it is. And now we have made history. We have 1 seat in the House of Assembly for now. But now we have a by-election. And the next candidate is Mr. Brian T. Rowe. Now, Mr. Roll is in the Golden Isles. He is the incumbent, and I'm going to say it because I believe it's going to happen, to 2nd seat to be placed in the House of Assembly, okay? And he's running in the 2nd by-election. There were 2. This is Mr. Brian T. Roll. And it's going to be a huge election, by-election. And he is in the Golden Isles, and he will be, once he win his seat, the 2nd COI candidate via by-election this time. All right? And now we have Miss Faith Vicente. That's the lady with the fiery red hair. I believe she's genuinely loving the Lord. She has a lot of passion. I love her spirit. And gosh, you go ahead, lady. Then we have Mr. Daniel Mitchell. Let's bring it back to Freeport. He is the candidate running for Pine Ridge in Grand Bahama. Now, he is also our chairperson, and he has a radio show, so, you know, he's very vocal, and he's very, very, very prayerful. There's nothing wrong with that vehemence. You know we love a praying man, okay? And then next we have Miss Natasha Mitchell. She's out of North Eleuthera, a young lady there. You know, we have 2 candidates for that island. It's called Eleuthera, my global listeners. If everybody else share, I am still waiting for the 4 last candidates that was named. I don't want to mess them out, okay? Y'all go and find it and plug it in there for me so I can read it off, okay? The next candidate we have, and I love her personality also, we have Miss Olivia Ingram Griffin. She's a Freetown candidate. Miss Griffin, all I want to tell you is free. Free Freetown, please. You know what you have to do. Let's see now. We have number 10. We have Mr. Trevor Green. He's in the Marathon. Marathon is in Nassau, Bahamas. Now, for the global listeners who are listening, we have many islands in the Bahamas, so everything isn't centered on one island. It's on several islands that we're going to be having the election. And I'm reading off the candidates. And then now we have Mr. William Knowles in Seabreeze. He is the candidate ratified for the Seabreeze. And again, we're going to make history once he wins. Why? There's never been a time where a minister or prime minister basically was the prime minister. Okay, well, actually the prime minister has always been the financial minister. But for the first time under the COI, once Mr. William Knowles is ratified and won, he will make history. He would be the first candidate to go into the House of Assembly only carrying 1 post. He will be our financial minister. That's a wonderful thing, and that'll be history making also. And now we have Miss Linda Stubbs, Mount Raya. Now, I'm not wearing the shirt today, But the shirt that I normally wear, I actually got that from Miss Linda Stubbs. You won't believe it. Okay, for y'all who say y'all want t-shirts and this one should drop it off, listen how I got my t-shirt. I was living in Atlanta. I had somebody pick it up in Nassau and ship it to somebody in Freeport. And the person in Freeport bought it to me, and that's how I got it. You have to make things happen. Not everything is handed to you. With Miss Stubbs, thank you for the shirt. It's beautiful. I love it. Everybody's asking for one, and I'm in trouble because everybody wants one of those. Every time I walk around in Freeport, they want it. So we have number 13, Mr. Kai Mills. What can I say about Mr. Kai Mills? I'm going to keep it simple. Mr. Kai Mills is in the North Abaco, and that's an out island that was struck harshly by Hurricane Dorian. That was a serious hurricane, all right? Please help me share, everyone. And then we have number 14. I'm calling this gentleman Mr. Fix-It Man, Mr. Graham Weatherford. He is the candidate for St. Anne's, and St. Anne's is in Nassau. So we're going to call Mr. Graham Weatherford the Fix-It Man, okay? And you need another, don't call him Graham Weatherford. Say, Mr. Fix-It Man, you ready to fix it? Yes. From day one, Mr. Graham Weatherford would be ready to fix it. Then we have number 15, Miss Karen Farrington, and she is representing the beautiful South Beach. No, I do not mean South Beach in Miami. South Beach in the Bahamas, okay? Let's move along here. We have number 16, Mr. Dexter Edwards. Mr. Dexter Edwards is out of Freeport, Grand Bahama. He is on the east side of our island, which is called East Grand Bahama. And again, this is another constituency that was devastated by the impact of Dorian. It was horrible, okay? Mr. Dexter will be representing that constituency, and I'm sure as a developer, a Bahamian developer, he's ready to develop what needs to be developed out east, especially after we've been hit, over 5 years ago by Dorian? A lot of development needs to be done down there. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to visit. And then we have Miss 17. This is my girl. This is Miss Tony Aubrey Stubbs, and she's out of my hometown, West End, Grand Bahama, Bimini. Yes, yes. I love Miss Tony Stubbs, and we will be hosting, as a matter of fact, let me just mention this right now. We're going to be hosting a fundraiser in West End at Stewart's Place. Please, people, come and support us, all right? It'll be a fun-filled, lots of music. Let's bring in Thanksgiving and Christmas. Let's even have a rush out there. Come on, enjoy it, all right? Then we have, let's go back to Nassau. I'm going to go back to Nassau now. We have number 18. That's Miss Daphne Johnson. She is from Fort Charlotte. That's actually in Nassau. And I believe, now do not send the police for me, please. I believe that our national headquarters is located in Fort Charlotte, okay? It's in walking distance of our Waukee. So don't send the police for me if I get it wrong, okay? And you're looking for our headquarters for the place, and you see that lady on Facebook, she said the headquarters was here in Fort Charlotte and we can't find it. Well, it's very near to our Waukee. Unfortunately, we had an unfortunate situation, devastation, fire. It's so sad to watch because that's one of our biggest tourism attractions in Nassau. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, number 19, Miss Maria Daxon. You don't get smart with Maria now. Just Maria just don't play. Oh my gosh. Woo. Maria don't play. Maria just do not play. But Maria, I can stay on point here. Maria Jackson is an attorney, practicing attorney. She used to be a former police. She is the vying candidate ratified for Bamboo Town. Again, Bamboo Town is in Nassau. And, you know, she'll be doing a lot of things. She is multi-talented. The lady never stops. And that's all I can say. But Maria. Okay, now we have number 20. We have Mr. Trevor Green. He is in Tall Pines, Nassau. He's vying also to be our education minister. And he has a lot of changes for education. As a matter of fact, he has a lot of upgrading to do. We have number 22, Miss Donna Dorset Major. Now, someone had asked me on my Facebook page with regards to who was in Elizabeth? Who was in Elizabeth? And I go like, huh? I couldn't think of it like on top of my head because, you know, I did this a while back. I said, oh my goodness, I got to answer these people because they can think I'm some mechanical AI and not answering their messages. So I had to go search all about on our website, our Coalition of Independence website. Yeah, that one, yes. People in Cat Island. I don't know why y'all asking who is in Elizabeth. But then again, y'all might be networking, so I'm going to leave that alone. We have, there's Miss Pratt came on from Long Island. Hello, Miss Pratt. How are you? How is Long Island? You hang in there. We're rooting for you all the time. You're our girl. So Miss Donna Dorset Major is the Elizabeth candidate in Nassau. It's called Elizabeth Estates or Elizabeth. It's in Nassau. So I'm saying this again for the persons in Cat Island who would call and ask me, who is that candidate? Okay, Cat Island, y'all need to send a candidate because we need to get somebody out. Okay, we're gonna need to run the cats now. But Miss Donna Dorset Major is Elizabeth Estates for Nassau. Persons, yeah, reach out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we just, and guess who I can talk about now? Miss Long Island, is you next. You are our number 23 candidate. I'm just putting y'all in order, okay? Now that you're number 23, it's just that your name so happened to be here. And we're going to give you the name, Miss Long Island, Miss Sherelle Pratt. We want you to do well because we love our Long Island people. They're all over. They're very patriotic, focused people. And then now we have our men coming out of South Shores, Southern Shores. Yeah, Southern Shores is in Nassau. This is Mr. Kirk. I think it's a pastor, but I can call him Mr. Kirk Farrington. He is also a pastor. And we can do with them, okay? Pastors are wonderful people. I just love all the pastors. And here we go. We're going to go now to younger generation. This is number 25. Number 25 is Mr. Jamal Woodside. What can I say about Mr. Jamal Woodside? He is just a young man, centered, balanced young man. And he's running for the constituency of Centerville. I did not make that up, and I did not write that. It just came to me naturally. Number 26. Number 26 is Miss Yvette Prince. She is in Yumacraw. For our global listeners, Yumacraw is actually a place in Nassau. Now, that's Miss Yvette Prince. She is the candidate vying for Yumacraw. Please, I'm asking for the last 3 candidates that were ratified under the COI. I need to know what's their names. I need to know their constituency. This will help me. Y'all don't want me to make a fool of myself, so let's get digging. I need those names. I'm almost done. I'm at number 27. We have Mr. Carlton Clare. He is from South Andres and Mangrove Key. Now, South Andres is one of our biggest islands in the Bahamas. It's a lot need to be developed there. And personally, I feel it's undeveloped. But let's hope with Mr. Carlton Clare on board with the COI, maybe some things will happen for the new Bahamas. Let's go to number 28 and 29, our younger candidates. I love the younger candidates. I think I could gel with the younger candidates. What y'all think? No? Okay. Okay, our younger candidates. That's Mr. Brian Smith. Mr. Brian Smith is the candidate vying for Exuma and Ragged Island. Again, just because it's called Ragged Island, it doesn't mean that it has to continue looking raggedy. But these are the younger generation coming up. Mr. Brian Smith, he will be vying for Exuma and Ragged Island. Then another young Bahamian that actually, before I even call his name, he actually came back home to be a candidate on the Coalition of Independence. This is how serious this is. This young gentleman is a Bahamian. His name is Mr. Christian Hasty, and he will be also a candidate in South Luther. Please let us support our young generation candidates, okay? There are many of them. I think Mr. Brian Smith and Mr. Christian Hasty are one of those. He returned home to be a part of this. Okay, Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Miss Long Island, for that. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. I better write that down quick. Hold on a second. Let me just write that down because I'm coming to those names. Yes. There we go. Now, I have to give a prize for that. I'll find a prize for you now, Miss Long Island. The only thing I could do is walk on the beach and catch some conchs. Would you appreciate that? Because I wasn't giving nothing away, but seeing that you made the effort. Okay, so this will be number 35. Let's write that down a second, okay? Oh, yes, I couldn't remember his name, but yes. That's one of our real men in Fox Hill. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Come on. Jillian, behave yourself. Stay focused on what you're reading. Yes, Mr. BB. Yeah, Yes, thank you so much, Miss Long Island. That's Miss Pratt, candidate in Long Island. Finally find it for me. So that's Fox Hill and Nassau Village. Thank you so much. Now I hope I don't get these numbers wrong. So I'm at, where am I? I am at number 30. I think. Oh yes, another young candidate for the COI is in Abaco, Miss Crystal Williams. This is a brilliant young lady. I mean, she can get on Facebook and just rattle it off. I never see her reading anything. I feel like, Crystal she must have got a little bored up somewhere reading, but I don't think so. This girl is very passionate. She's very focused and she's very smart. Miss Crystal Williams is out of the south side of. Don't make me laugh. Now, I'm trying to read and I'm trying to stay focused. I see you laughing, Miss Long Island. Stop it, stop it, stop it. She is Miss Crystal Williams, and she's on the south side of Abaco. Very smart young lady, another young contender in the race for the New Bahamas, okay? Okay, yes, Miss Long Island. Miss Long Island's having a good time. I can give you some conch. No, girl, I don't have to dive the conch. We can just walk on the beach and pick it up and you save yours, okay? Okay, there we go. So Miss Crystal Williams is 30, then we got 31. Now let's go back to Freeport, Grand Bahama. We have Mr. Harold Roberts, and Mr. Roberts, hello, Mr. Roberts, you must win Marco City. Do you understand, Mr. Roberts? You're a wise man, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Win Marco City. Then we have number 33, back to Nassau, Miss Charmaine Adderley. I love this lady spirit. Miss Charmaine Adderley will be running in the Golden Gates. You know, I think she and Mr. Brian Rowe should write a song. She's in Golden Gates and he's in Golden Isles. Y'all need to cut a song. I love Miss Charmaine's Adderley spirit. She's a go-getter. And she don't look like she's played. She's my kind of person. I love that kind of person. But I'm telling you and the incumbent Mr. Brian Roll, y'all cut a song because you in the Golden Gates. The Golden Gates and Golden Isles. You walk on the aisles to the Golden Gates. You walk through the Golden Gates to the Golden Isle. Anyway, y'all fix it up, okay? And now we have number 34. Thank you, Miss Long Island, because you answered right in time. We have Mr. Anthony Bain. Anthony Bain. Yes, he's in Baines in Grantstown. Now, in all honesty, Baines in Grantstown, when I went to church at the Seventh-day Adventists, you know, we have many Seventh-day Adventist churches there. Excuse me. And there's a social issue in Baines and Grantstown. And Mr. Bain, I hope you have several backbones with hundreds of men to help you to be a mentor to the young men in Baines and Grantstown. That's you some lovely restaurants, but we need the social issue in Bainstown addressed. And now, right on time. I'm going to thank Miss Long Island again, Mrs. Pratt. I thank you so much. Number 35, we have Mr. Stephen McQueen. I think this is a very knowledgeable person. From what I've heard, he'll be running for Nassau Village. Let me make sure I have that right. Nassau Village, yeah, Nassau Village, that's correct. Mr. Steve McQueen, I think you have a lot of family in Grand Bahama, Mr. Steve McQueen, so please, I need to talk to you. Okay, let's see, internet is slowing down a bit. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm up to 36. I'm not saying that's all the candidates we have. This is all I'm going to read today. We have Mr. Bobby Brown in Fox Hill. Mr. Bobby Brown, I want you to please beat my former brother-in-law. I'm not calling any names. I think you understand what I'm saying. I'm sending you a message, Mr. Bobby Brown. Beat my former brother-in-law. All right, so, I think it was last year I was reinforcing all of the candidates under the COI that were ratified. And I thought it would have been a great thing to reinforce that again today. So, why I'm so passionate about the immigration model, why anybody would be passionate about the immigration model in anybody's country, because as we can see in the USA, there's been a terrible breach of their borders, and there's been a horrific amount, scary amounts of fentanyl coming into the border, or whatever means that the traffickers bring this drugs. And, I listen a lot to the news in the States with regards to when borders are broken, trafficking increase, and it's a whole great deal of issues. And I think it was in 2017, we started a group, and because we were growing very concerned about, and this is even before the DNA and the Brentville-McCartney came on board, we had our groups. And, we were concerned about the growing illegal vessels coming to our country. And we do have immigration laws, I think. In the Immigration Act, it starts from 21 to 27. You can read the whole entire act. That, common sense is you're coming into someone's country, you should be licensed as a licensed carrier to enter someone's country. That's the first thing, because if you're not licensed, no one could tell where you're coming from, and are the persons on your board all legal. So we're not making noise just to make noise as an organization and under the Coalition of Independence. We have a real concern about who comes into our shore. And that's been addressed by the Coalition of Independence. But I'm very passionate because I'm about order. I love order. I love things to run succinctly. And I don't see that. And I haven't seen that. And I, too, myself, return home from elsewhere to come back home to help to bring in this new government. So it concerns me, and I can go into a lot of details, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read our platform again and again and again. The site to read all this information. Everybody have free access to the Coalition of Independence 2030 Vision information. We don't shield anything in this political party. We don't. And when you open it, you will read this. The coalition is committed to. The Coalition of Independence is committed to restoring Bahamian sovereignty. There's nothing against that. Securing our borders and preserving our birthrights. Jamaica does it. Other country does it. Everybody does it, okay? We also have, under our vision, under the immigration policies that we want to implement, and this is only a statement, the vision of the Coalition of Independence outlined in our 2030, outline a comprehensive, innovative, whilst welcoming legal migrants who contribute to our nation prosperity. This plan addresses corruption. It also reinforces our national identity and empower our dedicated officers, immigration officers. And there's nothing wrong with that. We see what happened just before Trump became the President of the United States. Listen, we've had drug raids here in the Bahamas, and we're talking about off-the-scale drugs. They've shown us in the States a recent investigation, a sheriff. I mean, it's embedded into the United States' system, but you would not think that its officers would be involved. But then again, hey, we had an indictment recently, right? Last November. Didn't we have officers involved? Didn't we have high officials involved? Aren't they now talking about it? Isn't the case going on in New York? So it's common knowledge. Anybody can talk about it. No big deal. But it shows how deep, entrenched corruption. I mean, come on. Let's put it this way. Why would we want to sell that and allow that to continue into our country to kill out our people? Come on, didn't we have enough of addiction, lives destroyed, young men, young women? All of these could have been millionaires like Betty Hill and the Chantel Johnson lady who does the basketball, and many who will come up after that. Do you want to see your society walking around like zombies because of fentanyl? Come on. And cocaine? No. We must now put an end to this. And this is something the COI wants to do also. Because of corruption, we seem to always have an issue. So now that we know what the statement is, and let's get right to it because I want to pull up. I really want to read more than I read for the last few utterings that I did. We talked about solutions with regards to this matter with immigration in our country called the Bahamas, okay? Lord, help me find it today. All right, so here are some of our solutions, and we spoke about this, and it's worth repeating over and over and over again. We said that we would declare a national serenity state of emergency, okay? It's important because you need to know, because of all the drug releases we've been seeing recently, we need to know that these gangs are not gotten out of hand. But again, I already know they're out of hand. So they're calling for a state of emergency and amnesty measures and immediate action upon taking office. The COI will declare a state of emergency to confront the illegal migrant issue. Illegal can tie into trafficking, drug running, gangs, international trafficking through our waters. It just keeps going. So we're not supposed to do anything about this? No, I don't think so. Solution, 1 month amnesty. And this is all will be announced, allowing the illegal migrants now to leave voluntarily. So listen, if you want to think that we're joking with this and you don't want to leave and you want to infiltrate our country and bring down the standards of which we know could be so much better, it's best you just leave and go back to your country, because once we find you, it's not going to be nice and you can't come back, and that's the bottom line. The solution, we have conditional registration for those who are here and have been a part of our society. We need to know, it's called a census. We take a census of who is in our country so we can monitor the documents properly. We have another solution, repatriation option, and again, that has been a tax drain in our country for so long, and we can't even afford it anymore because we don't have hospitals and we don't have fire trucks. We don't have, you heard today, you heard it with your own ear. At Awaki Fire, you heard that they were taking the water from the salt water because they didn't have adequate water. Repatriation is a thing of the past. We can't afford repatriation because we still asking the government where our VAT is. So that's one of our solutions under the Coalition of Independence. Reinforcement is another one. There will be consequences for non-compliance. Non-compliance is if you decide you won't stay and you can tell us who's boss. Okay? there will be consequences to that, because we want to straighten out our country's issue. But I want to say good afternoon to everyone. So I'm just going over the COI's Coalition of Independence policies and things that they want to do under the immigration matter. So we don't want people to feel that, they feel like, okay, oh, we're treating us so bad. No, 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 no. Illegal is illegal. And we will not tolerate anymore. And that's our bottom line. And we're going to stand fast on that. All right, so I'm trying to find out some more solutions. The COI is about securing the border, Bahamian borders, because that's what it's called, the Bahamas, and we're Bahamians, and the number of one concern, and we have a security breach, which we all know, and the COI is the only political party in the Bahamas, over 53 years, come up in the ranks addressing this issue. And this is what the people want. They also want their natural resources. And that's another story. So, what else do we have? In part 2, I think I cover... Okay, let's just get right to it. And then I definitely have to find this information, because some of this I was repeating. Part 2. We want an interdiction process. Upon detection of any illegal vessels, rapid response teams will be intercept and immediately repatriate. So right here, you see it in our module for the plan for 2030. We will no longer be using the tax dollars to return persons back to their country if you come here illegal. That's over, okay? We're not going to tolerate it. Number 2, we're reforming the immigration policies and to eliminate illegal entry. A, zero tolerance policies. B, the end of the naturalization. Please, should I repeat that for everyone? The end of naturalization. It does not. Anyway, that's what the COI is saying. We will repeal the current Bahamian Nationality Act. Repeal the current Nationality Act that this administration, who's governing our party, continue to push and continue to disobey our constitutional rights and our laws. More importantly, we will crack down on corruption. Corruption is a problem. Like Mr. Bain will always say, if you want to solve the issue, you've got to deal with the corruption. It doesn't work no other way. You can't coincide. Oil and water will not settle. I've never seen oil and water settle yet, unless it's made by the Chinese and they find a way to do it, okay? The commission inquiries a full-scale investigation and audit and review to our immigration process. And the commission will target the widespread corruption in our passport. Remember we talked about that? Remember Mr. Bain's been talking about it? I remember Mr. Bain never come to the table unless he have a proof, okay? Passports have fraudulently been used. We've seen it in the news, but it's much deeper than that. And that's all I'm going to say on that, okay? We have our birthrights to protect, and that's where we are in the Bahamas. All right, so I'm going to take a 2-minute break, and I need to look for the continuation because I'm on part 5. Let's hope I find it, because you know me, if I don't find it, I'll go on to the next thing. All right, what else you guys want to talk about today? Just shoot it there. And if there's something in here you actually want to know about, I'm sure you can go online. But if you want me to go online, I can go online and look it up for you and read it in parts. All right? Okay, let's go back here. So I'm giving myself 2-minute break. Drink some milk. Anything that you think you can find, because once I find the immigration matter, I'm going to stick on that. Okay, let's see. We have here Vision 20. Okay, let's go for Vision and see if I can find the immigration page. Please help me. Okay. Because isn't that... I know, I'm always searching like this. I will find it one day, and then it'll take me days before I can find it again. But it's not that complicated, all right? You can find it. If there's something you want to discuss on this panel right now, I got about 5 more minutes, and then I'm coming off. Could it be under Vision 30 that I'm looking for? Yes, I think it is. Let's see. Okay, there it is. See? Okay, I want to show it to you so you can see how simple it is. You can go on and you can read any of our platform concerns and you can add your solution. See at the bottom there it says you can read it, you can watch the video. It's really simple. So let's go turn a few pages. I'm not going to write anymore. That's it. Oops, I can't get on. Help me get on. All right, help me get on. Okay, so this phone isn't allowing me to get on, so I'll try again. Don't give up. Okay. Can't seem to get on right now. I knew I should have write it down. See, that's why it's important to write things. Okay, I just thought I'd use my fingers and give it a break because I wasn't feeling too well today. All right, so while that's loading up, let's reiterate. We have over how many I've read today. I'm not saying that's all that we have, but that's only what I read today. We had over 36 candidates ratified under the Coalition of Independence to vie for the government position in the general election, which could probably be held another 6 to 8 months from now, right? So this is urgent. We have young candidates who flew back home to be a part of it. We have young candidates who have gone through business acumens and top position. We have young candidates who live in the Exomas who are terribly concerned about the non-growth of their economic in Exoma and Abaco and Eleuthera. These are some of our young people. We have knowledgeable Bahamians who are in position of running their own business. They can run the country, you can run your home, you can run the country right now. That's where we are right now. That's how bad it is. What we have that needs to be addressed immediately. Okay. Well, if we have an economy that's not working for the masses, I'm not saying for the little bit of people who vote in the last election, because it tends to happen if one party wins, they swing this way. If that party wins, they swing that way. But when the masses are not, issues are not being addressed. What are some of these simple issues? Let's start with Grand Bahama. Let's start with West End. First it was the school. Who builds a school for a whole 10 years? In which country? Which backward country do we build a school for 10 years? Nobody. If it wasn't for Mr. Bain coming down here to West Grand Bahama raising hell, yes, the school probably would have never been open. It didn't open under Kingsley Smith. It opened because we put that pressure on the government. Because Kingsley Smith wasn't around when that school was built. He only came through the by-election. Okay? You gotta have common sense. What are some of our major issue in Grand Bahama next to jobs? Or a building an economy where you don't have to be worrying about the jobs. Having more to do here in West End is one of our issues. That's a big problem. Listen, a big small problem, which is a big problem, is lights on the pole going to West End. Yeah, I know. I know, Mr. Williams. I made such a small fix. You cannot put lights on the pole going to West End for how long? Every candidate I'm speaking to, you could not achieve that one small thing for your big political party. That's what the Bahamians need. What else is needed in the West End constituency? Real economy, real growth. West End is like, okay, when you're riding through West End, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful settlement. I love it. Love it. Anybody should come here and retire. I mean, come on. Just come on over. What I love about West End is, and what I dislike about West End, when I was a little girl living on the front street in West End, next to school, there was a seawall. It was so high, you know, there's the sea, it was so high and still so high. Guess what? These are small things. The seawall is still there. You trying to tell me we can have a better seawall? A bigger one? A higher one? Put some cement seats along there, some bus stops, and decorate it. Put seats along there where the people, when they're having their venues, they can have permanent seats made out of something. I don't know. You all figure it out. Because every time we bring an idea up, you all take it anyway. We have a church in West End that has mildew. I don't know what all that black stuff is over the church. That don't make no sense to me. I need something to make sense. And if we are the fishing mecca in the West End, why isn't it an industry? Why isn't it that the fishermen down here making millions to export to China? Seeing that China like to eat everything in sight. Why is it that we don't have that industry, West Enders? You think because that's your party? Well, it's your children's future. It's your future. And don't you want to live well? Listen, we don't need all that stuff, okay? What we need to do is we need to come together as communities in the West End constituency. I don't care. 10 out of Hepburn Town, 10 out of 8 Mile Rock, 10 out of Homestead Rock, Boodle Bay, and 10 out of West End. Let's come together, yeah? We don't have time for these games where these politicians only come down when it's election, and by election, nothing's still even fixed in West End. So y'all gotta wait, West End. Y'all gotta wait until the next election and somebody win and they can do something for you again? Wasn't the example of the by-election was enough clarity for you to get it? What you want to do? You just want to talk about hustling and maybe one Biden drop of the sky, and that's what West End is all about. Do you know you can have $1 trillion? Let me just bring it up. It's all your thing, Mr. Bain is be talking on his head. $1 trillion fishing industry that we can thrive, and we don't even need Freeport. Just that alone. And there are multiple of different things we can do that we don't need the port authorities' authority to do it and then pay them $10,000 for a license to do what? We got to think. It is your time, Bahamians. You can sit back and let the by-election money, contract, deal, buy a house, buy a car, see how far that can go. Hurricane come, hurricane go, take your house, take your car, and then what you got? How come the ocean is still out there multiplying? So you don't want to capitalize on the industry in your own island, the paradise. You just want to do what you're doing here. This is it. This is it. This is where we are, people. Well, when I come on for part 5 or 6, I will bring the rest of the immigration information. Obviously, my phone wasn't allowing me in. I want to end here. Oh, no, I mean. But I think I spoke enough, so I don't want to go over an hour. I'll come back with the written information with regards to part 5 or 6 about the solution. And who wants to be paranoid? You be paranoid. It isn't the COI who treated you inhumane. It was the FNM and PLP who did that because they didn't follow the law in the Bahamas that we have. We're not a third world country. We are a first world country because we have first world thinking Bahamians who can actually think. So we're going to stick with thinking Lincoln. Okay? We're going to think about what Lincoln's saying. We're going to think about what's on the website for 2030. We're going to think it, and we're going to make it happen. Election is here. It ain't long now.